Going live. You are live. Hello,
Woo.
cute, crazy, loved Nick Clanton and the rest of all of you guys. Nick Clanton already throwing $1 at us. Thank you so
Woo.
much. I appreciate that. We appreciate that. Guys, it's dangerous to go alone, and that's why we have these guys with us. Devin, Rapboy Collectibles, will not be with us today, but he sends his love. He had to work. So we got William here with us. Hey, William,
Yep.
how are you?
Tired.
Tired?
Tired.
You've
A
been
lot of
playing
a lot of work.
a lot of work. You get any games in? Hey, Overthink
Uh,
Gaming, what's up, man?
I grabbed a couple PS4 games, and that was about it. I was gonna pick up Tokyo Mirage Sessions the other day.
Oh yeah, I hear that's the definitive edition. I'm still a little iffy on Tokyo Mirage. I still don't quite grasp the concept. I've
Mhm.
never played a Persona game or a Shinti Maku Data.
Shin Megami Tensei.
Shin Megami Tensei. I've never played one of those games, so like the Fire Emblem crossover just hasn't done it for me.
Mhm.
Because it's only like two characters that you can play as. It's not really Fire Emblem fighting.
No, it's a much different game than the typical Fire Emblem.
Yeah, so like it's almost less of a crossover and more of a like, hey, look, there's cameos from your favorite characters. But this is the first time I'm actually on time. Cute crazy love, we appreciate it though.
Yeah. I
Um,
think it's the first time it's been just you and I on the show.
just
Usually it's you and David, or yeah, you and Devin.
yeah, good thing you're here today. Otherwise, I'd just be like staring blankly into the screen at everybody. Next week, guys, next week we might have the Intellivision is making a comeback, believe it or not.
Oh yeah.
Earthworm Jim exclusive on the what is it actually called? The Amico?
The Amico, Intellivision Amico.
Yeah, Devin reached out to the to what's his name?
Tommy Tellerico.
Tommy Tellerico. And Tommy Tellerico said that he'll come on the show maybe next week. I don't know if it's like definitely set for next week, but Tommy Tellerico will be coming on soon just to hang out, chill out with us, and talk Amico and television. Do you know why he's calling it the Amico? Why Amico?
I'm not entirely sure. I'm sure that has to do with like family heritage. Oh wait, hold on. If I remember correctly, I think Amico means family.
Oh, does
Let
it?
me see. I'm gonna see what the translate. Yeah, no, he means friend.
Friend.
Like amigo.
Amigo. Do you know how much it's gonna cost? Isn't it like 150 or something?
So they're trying to go anywhere from like 150 to 200.
Okay.
But yeah, just a couple weeks. Actually, I think it was less than that. But yeah, I think about a couple weeks ago. Yeah, they put up what was called the Founders Edition.
Yeah, didn't it have like the wood siding and stuff, or look like it did?
Yes, it has the wood grain paneling to it.
Yeah.
This it's going to be hand numbered and signed by Tommy. It's limited to the Founder Edition is going to be limited to 2,600 copies,
Mm-hmm.
which haha 2,600, which is the Atari.
Ah.
Yeah, I think it was originally supposed to be 2020 copies.
Gotcha.
But it's gonna come with it's gonna come with like a $50 gift card. It's got a pin and a button, a pin, a patch, a poster signed by the team that was working on it. A lot of really cool stuff.
Yeah, it sounds
I
really
have a
cool.
couple questions for him concerning how it's going to be handled in terms of the numbering and boxing and all that.
Gotcha. Did you order one?
I ordered two.
Order two
I'm going
dolls.
to order two, which is one of the reasons why I want to ask one of the questions.
Gotcha. What's up, Isaac? And hey, Asit Patel. Um, so what else is going on? So that's happening. And where can we get these when they do come out? Do you know?
They're going to be in a lot of different stores. Some of them, there's going to be certain colors that are going to be exclusive to different stores. We don't know which stores yet. Tommy hasn't announced that, but as far as we know, it's going to be in all stores that are gonna allow them to actually put it into their store,
All right.
like Target, Walmart, GameStop, places like that.
I'm sure
As well
GameStop
as
cares,
yeah,
but
as well as there might be other places like I think you mentioned Bed Bath and Beyond might even have it, because how many you can't find game systems in Bed Bath and Beyond, but it's one of those types that's not one of those main three companies that are out there that everyone like knows and instantly goes for. It's going to be something that they're going to go for people that aren't going to walk into a GameStop.
Have they sold out of the Founders Edition?
It sold out in 6 hours.
Okay, so Nick Clanton, you can't get it right now, but we'll ask Tommy when. Do you know when it comes out, William?
10/10/2020.
10/10/2020. So, a day before my birthday, actually, 10/11.
Nice.
So, yeah, so 10/10/2020. So October 10th. All right, cool. So, the other news, it seems like people are freaking out about the people. Well, David's joining us right now. So
while David appears.
David appears. Speak of the devil and he shall appear. I was just about to talk about Animal Crossing. The latest rumor, just a rumor, is Animal Crossing on the Switch. It's going to have microtransactions. What do you think about that?
I don't mind it, simply because if something's not for me, I don't buy it. So there's going to be plenty of people that are going to want to get these transactions. They're more than welcome to do it.
But do you think it sets a bad precedent? David, I'm just talking about how there's a rumor right now that Animal Crossing is going to have microtransactions.
Oh, okay.
How do you feel about that?
It's news to me. I mean, maybe Pocket Camp went really well with those microtransactions, so maybe they're trying to follow suit now.
I'm not sure if Pocket Camp. I don't really hear anything about Pocket Camp. Usually I hear only Fire Emblem Heroes and Mario Kart. Those seem to be the only ones that they really mention. But you're right, maybe it's probably the investors, Nintendo investors, really saying, hey, EA does it and makes a ton of money. Why don't you do it? So I could see Nintendo investors just wondering why. What kind of microtransactions could you see happening?
Furniture, for sure.
Ooh, that would be tough. You know what? What if, first off, do you see yourself buying any microtransactions, David?
I think so, man. I mean, if they put something out there that's just strikes me the right way, I'm probably gonna buy it. I did it for Fortnite. I mean, I'm definitely gonna do it for a Nintendo game.
Yeah, but Fortnite was technically, it was free to begin with, and then, so you could say, I'm supporting Fortnite by buying something, and it's still costing me, very little to support a game that's giving me hours of enjoyment. While Animal Crossing, you're paying $60 right up front.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead, Will.
Oh, I was gonna say, why don't they put their platinum coins to good use?
Oh, that would be sweet.
All of us that are just got all these coins just sitting there and expiring because we're not buying anything. No, let us get like exclusive. No, rotate them out, but it's some exclusive stuff like shirts and pieces of furniture. Have those as platinum rewards.
That would be sweet, actually. I didn't even think of that. Nick Clanton saying nope to no microtransactions for me. Although he did put a microtransaction in the podcast. He threw $1 at us. What about? I would be hard pressed if they put like the Master Sword, because the Master Sword was available in the GameCube version. I'd be hard pressed to not buy a 75-cent Master Sword. What if there was a 75-cent Kirby beanbag, David? I mean,
I'm probably gonna buy it, man. Yeah.
I'm looking to see what's currently available for platinum coins right now. I just got to log into my Nintendo account.
Yeah, whenever you buy a Nintendo game, Where do you get the platinum points for? Because I think you get gold points for buying. Platinum points are for
The logging in and stuff.
logging in. Okay. Yeah, and then the gold coins you get like 1% of what you buy. So it's like you spend $60, you get 60 cents.
Yeah, a lot of I just looked. A lot of mine have expired. I had like 800 or so. I have 210 left. They're all expiring because there's nothing that I want to buy.
Yeah, Nintendo Club used to be sweet. Now it's
Yeah,
not.
let's see. It's all printable stuff.
Yeah.
No, Animal Crossing 2020 calendar. There's wallpapers for your phone and the computer. There's apparently Pokemon Rumble Rush rewards.
Rumble. They came so
Yeah.
old.
So you can buy like the diamonds and different gear and stuff.
There was a time.
Mario Run rewards.
No, that's not bad, I guess, since that's kind of what we're talking about.
I mean, that's the type of stuff they should offer. No, put a section in here for Animal Crossing rewards.
Is the N64 version of Animal Crossing from Japan the same Animal Crossing that we got on the GameCube, or is that a different?
I think they added more to ours. I think they
Yeah.
added like the additional games and stuff.
Probably think of it of like just like the definitive edition or
Definitive.
something.
So did Japan get a GameCube version?
Yeah, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure there is so Japan got, just think of it, Japan got one more generation than us for N64, Animal Forest. And then for the GameCube, they got the same game we did as well, but just the Japanese version. So
Okay. Why do you like Animal Crossing?
It's relaxing.
it's like it just hits every Nintendo games have like a genre for everything. There's a shooter, there's a racer, there's an adventure game, platformer, and this one's like the Sims like game, like the lifestyle game essentially. That's kind of the only way I know how to really place that.
David, what are you wearing?
Me, I'm wearing flannel.
Okay, Pesty wanted to know.
I have some flannel over here too. I'm just not wearing it today.
No,
It looks weird, but it's just a button down flannel shirt.
button down flannel.
I just came from the mall, dude. I'm scrambling for Japan, dude. It's like in 2 days, so it's literally just a little over 24 hours. So
I didn't realize it was that soon that you were going to go to Japan.
You've never mentioned it on the podcast, so you can tell people now what's going on.
I'm going to Japan on Tuesday.
Going to Japan on Tuesday. What do you plan on doing in the land of the rising sun?
It's vacation. It's not work related, so it's just all leisure. Bucket list.
How long are you gonna be there?
Me there about a week.
Remember what I told you? Do you remember the one item that I requested?
I don't, man.
Oh man,
You have to remind me.
a Zelda chair. There's
A Zelda chair.
Yeah, there's an actual Zelda chair.
I'll see if it fits in my suitcase.
Yo, you'd have to mail it. But if I would pay the shipping. That Zelda chair, I only know of 2 in existence. It might even only be 1 in existence. But there might even be a Zelda desk. So that's the one thing though. Zelda chair, Zelda desk. So I guess that's 2 things.
Yeah, I'm going to Akihabara and Super Potato. Which I'm sure a lot of you guys know what Super Potato is.
Yeah, what is Super Potato?
It's just like a really famous retro store.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
You gonna get Animal Forest?
Man, I think if I see something Kirby related, I'll probably get it.
Is there any Kirby exclusives over there that we never got?
Ooh,
I think so. I think there's a few games.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's Famicom games. What else?
I thought of a couple things to pick up.
What would you do if you were at the Kirby Cafe and you looked up and you saw Sakurai.
I knew the question was coming. I'd freak out, man. It doesn't even feel real that I'm going, I'm going to a different country for a week. It's just it's culture shock,
You have a passport, right?
I do have a passport and a rail pass. So
Ooh, a rail pass.
That would have sucked if he went, oh, shoot.
Yeah.
I actually had a moment like that last week where I was like, do I need a visa? But out of the 67 countries excluded for the visa, it's the U.S. is among one of them. So, yeah.
Are you worried about the coronavirus?
No, not at all. Japan's healthcare is way better than even the U.S.'s. So,
Yeah. What you eating?
my mom just made fresh tamales.
Fresh
Ooh.
tamales.
Mhm.
Let me see. Let's see what they look like. Or have you already smashed them up?
Are they hot tamales?
The temperature wise, they are hot
Like
and spicy.
Ooh.
So,
Nice.
yep.
I made chili today. That's my contribution to the cooking segment of the show.
Don't be like Kevin on The Office.
Oh gosh, that scene when Kevin dropped that chili, I fell for it, man.
I
was
still
just
have to get the pop vinyl of him. He's got the chili. Like now they need the Chase version where he's covered in it.
don't talk to me about The Office, dude. I'll start laughing. I'll start cracking up.
I'm rewatching it.
I should rewatch it. That show. Oh my gosh, The Office is one of the. It might be the funniest show of all time. I don't know if there's some. The reason why I say it might be the funniest because it went 10 seasons and it was funny all the way to the end. They even got rid of Michael Scott for 2 seasons and it was still funny.
Save Bandit.
Oh man. And they had the serial killer little subplot throughout every season.
Scranton Strangler.
Yeah. Oh man, that show.
If anyone wants a good recommendation for a podcast, Office Ladies. It's Jenna Fisher and Angela Kinsey talking about the show, and each week they do a new episode.
Oh really?
They're going in order of the episodes.
Oh nice.
They're in. I think they're in season 2 right now.
Nice. Office Ladies.
Office Ladies.
Man, that would have been such a fun show. I think Parks and Rec is up there with it, though, but Parks and Rec only had 6 seasons. That's why I rank Office just a little higher, maybe.
I think it's supposed to be in the same universe, too.
No, it can't be, because Anne is someone different.
Okay, because I think there was somebody was going to be on both shows, and they decided not to have her on one because they were going to have her as a character on the other.
Must have been Anne, because they got rid of Anne once. Whoever Anne was on The Office, she was someone else. So yeah, this is the Office podcast. Wouldn't it be sweet if there was an Office game? Could you imagine? What would they do?
I think there is a game.
Christian Sim says Parks all day, baby. Parks and Rec is so funny. Also, I don't think there is an Office game unless it's a trivia game.
I don't know what Sip Patel's. He's saying go to Hard Offs. I don't know what that is.
It might be a retro game store. Let's see.
Could be.
Hard Offs. Let's see. So, yeah, Sip Patel.
Yeah, Hard Off. Affordable. Affordable electronics instruments and recycled junk.
Recycled junk.
Would that be different from Hard On?
I think so. I think it's the exact opposite.
That's slightly used certain types of product.
Nice.
What is the one thing you want to do?
Well, I do have Kirby Cafe booked, so
Kirby Cafe's booked.
I think we got a couple shows booked, like the Robot Cafe. We're gonna a couple days we're gonna spend going to. I'm gonna hit 4 cities. I'm gonna hit Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka, and geez, I can't remember the last one. Oh my goodness.
Akihabara.
No, it's let's see. Nagoya, sorry.
Okay.
Sid Patel says hard off will have the best prices. Have you been there, Sid Patel?
So that's what I'll be doing, man. So Tokyo, Nagoya, Osaka, and Kyoto.
David, I have a couple things on my list I thought of. If you want to add them in case you find them.
Okay.
So one is a manual for Pokemon Box.
Mm.
The GameCube
Right.
game.
You're not gonna
I
find
have
that.
I have the Japanese copy of the game, but I just don't have the manual for it.
Okay.
The other one is a manual for. I'd have to find the name of it. Know the series that Elite Beat Agents was based off of?
Yeah.
They did 2 games for that one, and I have the second one, but I just don't have a manual for it.
Okay.
And the other one, I don't know how much it would end up being. On the PS2, there is a game called Mr. Mosquito 2.
I've seen Mr. Mosquito.
They've done a second one for it.
They did a second one.
I bet it's so rare because of that.
I don't think it's that rare. When I saw it before, it wasn't that much. I don't know how much it is now, but it's the cover is weird. I'll find the cover for it.
Yeah, I remember seeing Mr. Mosquito, the first one, like in stores.
Yeah,
I
the
almost
second
bought
one
that
just
game.
never came. Second one never came over in the U.S.
I like the weird games like that.
That is the. Hold on, let me see if I can get it. Dude.
I'm so glad that
That's the cover for the second game.
That's a. I can't get
Huh.
you to like
The
up there.
the only reason why I didn't know it was Mr. Mosquito 2, it doesn't really. It's in Japanese, but there's a little mosquito on her face. That's how I realized that's what the game was.
That's
the
a
marketing looks completely different than the first one because I remember it had a little face on it. Like the mosquito had a face on it, so
Yeah, the US version they just did a different.
it was like a cartoon or something in the U.S. version.
Yeah,
right.
but they went with a more realistic look for the second Japanese game.
It's so weird that Japan just gets some exclusives that we don't like. Like America buys more than Japan. I mean, the Switch sells 10 million in Japan, and everyone's like, "That's an awesome number. I can't believe they sold 10 million in Japan." And it's like, why don't we just get all the games then? If we're buying more systems and stuff, why don't we get all the games?
And also, like, when people look at the numbers, and sometimes they're like, "Well, that's not that many." You also have to realize how many people there are in Japan in these areas.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a higher concentration of systems for people than it is over here.
Yeah, but we're still like I'm saying though. At least let us get the games that they get because we're gonna still buy it more.
I think some of them they wonder if it's even going to sell.
Yeah, that's why Fire Emblem waited so long. Nintendo didn't think we could handle hard games. Mario 2, no way.
Also want to hit up the Nintendo store. I think it's recently opened. So.
Oh yeah, they just opened that.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, they're supposed to be plush dolls of Wooloo.
Oh, nice.
I was gonna get one for Margot during the holidays, and by the time I went to order it, it was sold out.
Yeah, I get to take 4 bags, 2 carry on, 2 check in, right? And I think the second one I'm gonna buy over there, and it's gonna be full of Kirby stuff. I envision it already.
Did you know there are 3 Nintendo stores
In the world or in Japan?
in the world?
So let me guess: Japan, New York, and want to see somewhere in Europe.
The moon.
No, it's the weirdest country. To me, it's like the weirdest, like most random country, like to be a Nintendo store because you're just like, wait, what? No.
Germany?
Nope. Israel.
Oh.
Yeah, isn't that weird? I mean,
Hmm.
nothing against it. It's just weird that they chose Israel to be like, there's 3 places in the world and Israel gets one.
That is a little weird.
That's a little, yeah, I did not expect that.
Yeah, and there's I saw this thing also recently. It's the lie that built Nintendo or something. It's on YouTube, and it's this guy from like Scandinavia or something that like basically like he's the only person that there's like not a Nintendo. There's the Nintendo of America, Nintendo of Canada, Nintendo of England, but there's no Nintendo of Sweden because there's this guy who owns or that Nintendo has given all the rights to. So it's because this guy, like he played Mr. Game & Watch, and then he, was so engulfed by it, he looked at the back and all it said was Nintendo. So he called around to find out where Nintendo was, and it's just go watch the lie that built Nintendo or something like that. I'm sure if you say the lie that built Nintendo, you would find it on YouTube. It's a pretty fascinating, and the theory was, had it not been for this guy, maybe Nintendo would never have even crossed over to Europe and or America because the Atari had just failed.
Isn't there like also something with like a lot of legal stuff with Tetris and Nintendo? As far as like Nintendo owns half of the rights to the theme song. That's why they're able to play it like in Smash. They've made 2 songs for it, but you can't play those songs like on PC or PlayStation or anything.
I could see that. I'm not sure. I think I've heard of something along those lines before, that there's some controversy or there's something special when Tetris is on a Nintendo system. Which
and
sucks.
It's weird because aren't those songs basically free of copyright?
I'm not sure.
No, free of copyright. No, I don't think so.
I thought they were in public domain.
No, public domain, it takes like 100 years or something to be public domain.
Yeah, aren't they classic songs that entered public domain?
Oh, are you talking like it's a... If it was a version of, like, let's just say Mozart or something, the fact that Nintendo had their people play it a certain way with certain instruments and then put it in, that would make it Nintendo's.
Yeah, the Tetris Type A rendition for Brawl was done by Yoko Shimomura. She's like one of the prominent Final Fantasy composers. She did that in 2008 or 2007. So, and I think they brought it back to Ultimate because it was gone in Smash 4.
Nick, I have not seen the fan film Blood Moon, but now I kind of want to see the fan film Blood Moon. Anyone ever see Zelda Blood Moon?
I
have not.
If you could cast anyone as Zelda, who would you cast? And Link. Zelda and Link.
Oh, yikes.
Who would be good?
I have no idea.
Neither do I.
the only casting I have in my head was for villains for a new Batman movie.
All right, well, give me villains for Batman movies then.
All right. Mr. Freeze, Doug Jones.
Doug Jones. Not sure who that is.
Okay, he's in Hellboy. He plays Abe Sapien. He's in The Shape of Water. He's the creature from that movie.
Oh, okay.
He does a lot of stuff in costume. David, I'm sure you've seen Pan's Labyrinth.
Yeah, he's I'm familiar with Doug Jones. Yeah.
He's the pale-faced creature, and he's Pan.
I actually know Pan's Labyrinth. That movie's awesome.
Yeah, but yeah, I think him without like he'd have the blue, like his skin would be all blue, but he's known for costumed characters. And I think in that suit, him being very tall and kind of being a similar version of Mr. Freeze as in the Batman animated series.
Yeah, it has to be animated series.
Yes. I picture him as the animated series version. I think it would work perfectly.
Revenge is a dish best served cold.
And the person I had for Hugo Strange has unfortunately passed away.
Robin Williams?
No one would do Hugo Strange. Oh, nobody knows who that one is.
No, it was
Robin Williams.
Sid Haig.
Mm.
I always thought Robin Williams would have been a good Riddler.
That would have been interesting.
Not necessarily over the top Robin Williams, but like serious actor Robin Williams, you know?
I was thinking Hugo Strange for the longest time as Robin Williams, man. I think that would have been great too.
But if you look at there are certain pictures of Hugo Strange. If you look at him, he looks a little bit like Sid Haig.
Yeah.
Which people would know him these days as the clown from House of a Thousand Corpses and Devil's Rejects.
Anybody seen the Witcher show on Netflix?
Margot's been watching it. I haven't had a chance to see it yet.
She liking it?
She enjoyed it.
I watched the first episode and was not impressed, and I just wondered if I should watch. I wonder if I don't like the actor, that guy, because he played Superman, and I didn't like
Henry
you don't like
Cavill?
Superman?
Yeah, I didn't like his Superman either, and so I'm just wondering if I don't like that guy. Like, is that my
Maybe.
like, because I've heard a lot of good things about Witcher, but I was just like kind of bored in the first episode, so I was like thinking it must be this guy. He must just bug me. Maybe he's too good looking or something, and I'm jealous.
And he looks like the character too.
Yeah,
Like,
he does.
It takes a really good person to play him.
Yeah.
Ken, you know what I found weird, man, is you love Zelda, right?
I have a fondness.
And you don't main any Zelda character in Smash.
Yeah, but you
I
don't.
mean, there's literally like 6 characters. You got 3 Links, you got Sheik, you got Zelda, and you got Ganon. You don't like none of them strike your fancy?
None of them strike my fancy. I almost went Ganondorf for a while there, but
I could see you liking or remaining Zelda though.
I almost in this version I almost went with Zelda. I liked the GameCube Zelda better because she could turn into Sheik, and I thought that was like very unique and very cool. But I just don't. Link has too many like options when it comes to projectiles. I'm like, he's got a frisbee, he's got a boomerang, he's got a bomb, he's got a this, he's got a that. I'm just like, I get all confused. And so I went against Link. But Sheik is just a little too fast. She's just all over the place. But yeah, I should main somebody, but I don't. And the reason why I main Peach is because I had a problem staying on the board in the GameCube version. So what I did was I just decided to be Peach because she could just float back on. So no matter how far I got thrown, I could just float back onto the screen, much to the chagrin of my friends. They would hate me because here I'm just like floating back on to the stage all delicately.
Right.
What about Daisy? Have you really had much of a chance to play as her?
She's an Echo Fighter, so she's the exact same, but I found that I lost more with her. So I don't know if maybe they are the same or maybe they're not.
She's an Echo, so I think they have slight differences.
Because Samus and Dark Samus is an Echo, but there are definitely differences.
They are. She's floatier.
Yeah, floatier, and I believe the arm cannon maybe is a little different. I don't know. There's definitely differences, and like when you jump and you press up B, I think there's a difference with the spinning jump. But with Daisy, I couldn't pinpoint something that was different about her that made me not really like her. Now, in the GameCube version, though, Daisy appears as a skin, but she's not as of Peach. But she's not. It's like Peach's. She has her white, her pink, her normal, her black dress, and then suddenly it's Daisy. Yeah. And I would tell people that like I would be Daisy in the GameCube version, and then I'd be Peach, and then say I won with 2 characters in a row, and people would say, "No, you didn't. They're the same character." And I would just tell people all the time, because we used to do hat tricks. If you could win with 3 characters in a row, 3 different characters in a row, that we consider that a hat trick.
And for some people, they probably didn't even know who Daisy was.
No.
Because she was, until she started showing up in like the sports games and stuff. The only thing people knew her from was Mario Land.
Yeah, not many people even knew her from Mario Land, because Mario. Now, if there was a game that Japan should have censored, it was Mario Land. That game was hard.
Oh, and the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Yeah, that should have just been burned. Like,
I prefer Daisy.
Yeah, because she's the princess in the movie. It's not Peach.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
which is
Daisy.
Weird. Why do you
I prefer Daisy to Peach, man.
Why?
She's got a spunky attitude. And
Yeah,
I
she's
really
pretty
like
spunky,
that.
yeah.
I love that about her.
Hi, I'm Daisy.
Yeah, and I don't know, Peach is she's like they're both royalty, right? But it feels like Daisy's the one that doesn't want to be royalty. You know what I mean? Like, she's the one that like would prefer to go on the adventure that herself than to be saved.
She's like Prince Henry.
Yeah, and I like her design. Her design, I think the best design she's ever had is in probably the worst Mario Tennis game, Ultra Smash. That one, you know, if you look at it, the way she's designed in that game is actually, the character design in that game is actually pretty spectacular, dude. But
Ultra Smash, what system is that for?
Wii U?
That wasn't called Ultra Smash, was it?
I think so.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, her and Rosalina, the way that they're designed, pretty cool. But
yeah, I just looked. It is Ultra Smash.
And I like that she has a different Toad in her moveset. It's blue instead of the red one. So, yeah, man. You know what would be really cool for a Smash character if they did a Mario character? I would have loved to have seen Lakitu.
Lakitu.
He's the Koopa on the cloud that holds the camera.
Oh, okay.
He's in a lot of Mario games.
Yeah,
and
he
I
is.
think that, I mean, he's technically in every Mario game. He's the camera guy. And he can drop Spinies down. That would be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
He could kind of work like Bowser Jr., where he's on a floating clown car.
Yeah.
I kind of want to see the return of Wart.
Wart. That would actually be cool. I don't know. What about King Boo or I guess we got Petey Piranha, kind of, sort of.
I think King Boo's overrated, man. I think I would prefer a small normal Boo than a King Boo.
Really? Why is King Boo? That's a bold statement, my friend.
Because he's too distinctive. I mean, look at Piranha Plant. He looks like all the other Piranha Plants, and he's like your quintessential model of it. If you gave us Petey Piranha, for one, he's huge.
Hey, Nick just threw us another $1. Thank you, Nick. I appreciate that.
Thanks, man.
Means a lot.
He's too big, and I feel like you kind of need, like, I've said this before, you need run-of-the-mill characters if you were to do, like, imagine if we had like a Pokemon Trainer-esque character in Mario's universe. Like, you get Dry Buns, you can switch them out for a Paratrooper, and then you can switch them out to like a normal Koopa or something.
Ooh.
You know, but it's not distinctive. Like, they're not. None of them have like sunglasses, or none of them have, like costumes. It's just your run-of-the-mill guys you would find in the Mushroom Kingdom. I think that that's the way to represent it.
Paratrooper would be sweet.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So
What about if there was a random Zelda foe? Like, who would be uh, the next Zelda Smash Brothers character other than Tingle?
give me Poe, dude.
Poe?
I don't know why. I know people want to say Girahim or Zant, but I would like I would like, dude. What if you had a like in there,
Oh gosh, like,
and then you can swallow people and take away like their key moves or something? They can't use it for the rest of the match.
or what about the Redeads? Like,
Right.
gosh, a Redead would be horrible.
So I don't know if you guys are aware, but in 1998, with the whole Fire Temple controversy, right? The music that was cut.
Mhm.
Are you guys familiar with that? Ken, you familiar with that?
Not really. Tell me about
Yeah,
it.
So it can get pretty controversial, but I guess.
Oh yes, I know what you're talking about. Yes, say it.
You want me
anyway.
to still talk about it?
Yeah.
So I work with someone who actually speaks Arabic, right?
Okay.
So I showed him the voice track. Let me just catch everyone up to speed here. So in the Fire Temple, I think the first two shipments or issuing of Ocarina of Time had this track that you would hear during the Fire Temple, where there were chants in the background. It was a very eerie and somber song, right? And the chants were actual real voices that were recorded. And in later revisions of the game, I want to say like the third or fourth shipments, these were, if patches existed back then, these were patched out for MIDI chorus. So instead of hearing like a voice sing, you would hear just like the note of like a synth or something. Does that make sense?
Yeah. What was the chanting? It was like, was it an Islamic prayer or was it just?
So yeah, it was an Islamic prayer. I played it for my friend just to confirm because I know there's a lot of hearsay on the internet. So I was like, I've got a Islamic, not an Islamic friend. He speaks Arabic. He's actually Orthodox Christian. He's from Egypt, right?
Mhm.
And Egypt has two main religions: Islamic religion and then the Orthodox Christian. So he pertains to the Orthodox Christian, but he still speaks Arabic. So I showed him the voice track, and it was hard for him to hear because it's the track is very old, and the way the vocal track is compressed over the internet. So what I did is I actually found the vocal track isolated from the music, which by the way was part of the controversy, because Islamic prayers should not be played with music in the background. It's considered very disrespectful.
Oh, was that the controversy?
Amongst other things, I mean, I think the Islamic community did not want children from the Islamic community to hear it in a game or something. It was just the delivery of that should not be within a game, essentially, which is fair. I mean, can't question someone's religion if that's what they.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Because they got it from some sort of CD of different different music.
Yes. So essentially, it was patched out, right? And I found the vocal track isolated, so he was able to hear it, and he confirmed. He says that this is. Think about like, well, Ken, you're from Michigan, and Will, you're from up in the Northeast.
Yeah,
so I don't know. If,
Maine. Yeah.
I don't know if this is the same, but here in Texas, through grade school up to senior year of high school, every morning you pledge allegiance to the Texas flag, and also you do the Pledge of Allegiance of the American flag, right?
Yeah.
The Texas one, it's like a rite of passage here. If you live here, you're gonna do it in any Texas school, right? And I'm sure your kids do it, Ken, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he says that the same thing was with this prayer. The vocal track that was being said in the game was something that you would do before every Islamic prayer. It's like the first paragraph, essentially. So it's a very prominent, custom that they do. And he agreed. It was it was Arabic, and it was of the Muslim Islamic faith. So
Nick Clampton saying Nintendo said it was a Georgian chants.
Gregorian.
Gregorian,
Gregorian chants.
right?
So, sometimes there are words you see it in print and you don't realize it's a word you've heard before multiple times.
Yeah.
I can completely see that with Gregorian. I did that with Chopin. I'd never seen Chopin's name in text. I had only heard it spoken.
Yeah. So he confirmed that it was, and he even pulled out Google Translate and he translated it for me real time, which is crazy. So I have the picture, a screenshot of the translation.
Oh, speaking of which, do you have Google Translate on your phone for when you go to Japan?
Yeah. Yeah.
That'll be very useful.
Yeah, I've got a couple apps that will help me out with that. But thank you. So in all, I mean, it's a controversial subject, right? I mean, a lot of people theorize that Nintendo created the chants, but when you look further into it, there's a website called Zelda Speedruns. And there's a message board community here that actually sleuthed this thing, dude. They actually, like Will was saying, Nintendo used several samples from this CD that was produced probably in the late 80s or the 90s. It was like world music, and it goes through the entire world, and you hit African chants, you hit, Middle Eastern chants, and they even have some for like if you had music from like Antarctica or something. So which they actually used for the ice cave in that game. So
hey, Riley, what's up, man? Long time no see. How you been?
So what they did is they sampled it and they manipulated it, because this is like a free database that you can pull from this and not have any copyright, because all it is just MIDI sound files. It's not composition, right? So I'll link you guys to the video, but the Game Trailers guys did this a long time ago. They sleuthed this whole thing, but Nintendo actually used several of those tracks from this CD for other Zelda games too. Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, and even Twilight Princess. So
Twilight Princess. I'm surprised they didn't do it for Twilight Princess, especially if they got in trouble for doing it for Ocarina of Time.
I wouldn't even say if they got in trouble, man. People also theorize that the change happened before even controversy hit, and the word of mouth. People, it seems like Nintendo was trying to be even preemptive to controversy.
Oh, well, that is a Nintendo policy. Hey, Nick just threw $5 at us, so he's up to $7. Thank you, Nick. He said one for every viewer. Let's get 100 viewers in and see what he does then.
So, yeah, I mean, just to wrap up the story, I mean, it kind of proves that, Zelda games were a little bit darker and a little bit more somber back then. I mean, the Fire Temple, if you listen to that track, it brings chills down your spine, because, people also theorize that the way that the song structure, it's like representative of the Gorons that worship Volvagia. And there's something really powerful about that, because there's a lot of ways you can interpret this music. I mean, that's the reason why Ocarina of Time is still my favorite Zelda ever. Man,
you got me wanting to play some Ocarina of Time now, but I wouldn't. I probably would play it on the 3DS, so I wouldn't get to hear the version you're talking about.
So yeah, there is a way you can listen to this original track. Is obviously on YouTube. You can listen to it. Mediafire also has the isolated voice tracks, but if you do want to play on your N64 in like very genuine format, I think there's two different versions you can play. The gold cartridge will have it, the first shipment of that, and the first shipment of the gray cart. And you can actually
the gray cart too.
You might want to check your serial number, Ken. I'll send you the video and you'll be able to confirm and see if you have it. But obviously when you're buying Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time,
I have a gold cart, so
those are a little bit something more sought after because they have the controversial track in it.
I was saying in the chat, I don't own a physical copy of the original Ocarina of Time simply because I haven't been able to find a gold cartridge. I don't want the gray cartridge. I just want the gold one. I have the gold for every other game in the series. But I don't have that game because I haven't been able to find the gold one yet.
You know,
Every time I find one, it's always the gray cartridge.
The gray cartridge for Majora's Mask is rarer than the gold cartridge for Majora's Mask.
Yeah, and I always find the gold for that one. I own Majora's Mask.
Wait, say that again, Ken?
The gray Majora's Mask is rarer than the gold Majora's Mask.
That makes sense. Also, there's the not for resale stuff too.
The not for resale. Well, Nick Clanton actually he owns the not for resale gray Majora's Mask, which is a holy grail.
Wow.
And it's like we were talking about music. It's like later on they would take some of their tunes and reverse them to do new tunes because that's what they did with Skyward Sword. Theme for Skyward Sword. If you play it in reverse, it's Zelda's Lullaby.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It's in the trailer too. That's when people first found out they played it in reverse and you can hear it.
That's weird. Do you own the gold cartridge for Breath of the Wild, William? Winky face.
Which one?
Breath of the Wild. He's just.
Oh yeah. No, if it had a gold cartridge, I have it.
The Master Edition is still pretty hard to find, right, Ken?
Yeah, I would say the Master Edition is like that's gonna be one of those games that is always selling for $400. Because it's a Zelda, it's Zelda. So, and the Switch right now has a lot of collectors. So you're gonna find that game. Well, maybe not 400, at least 300. But I could see it selling for. It's always gonna be $300 to $600 basically. You know, is it rare? I don't know if it's rare, but I do know that it's hard to come by. So, supply demand, yeah, it's rare. But did they produce a lot of them? It's hard to say. I mean, they sold out right away. And, you know.
Oh, Jesus. Speaking of rare stuff, there's the link I showed you guys the other day.
Oh, yeah, you have a game that's pretty rare.
Yeah. So I just looked on eBay now to see if I could find it. It's not on eBay anymore.
See if it's sold though. They probably just got taken down.
That's what I'm trying to find.
Nick Clanton, yes, I have a Master Quest. Isn't the 3DS version the Master Quest also?
I believe so. I believe it has it included in there.
I'm not sure, dude. Ken, if you found, let's say you're going through a flea market in Houston, right? And this guy has a 64 DD, right?
Yeah.
And he's selling it. He's like, I really don't know. It looks like an N64, but I really don't know. You buy it, right? And you're like, what the heck? I'll buy it for $10. Take it home. You really don't think of it much. You're just like, wow, I got a N64 DD drive or a N64 double disc drive, right? You hook it up and you're like, I wonder if it can, if it'll power on. And you hit the eject button and you see that there's a blue disc in there. And it's Zelda. What's the like? How do you process this information? How do you process this finding?
I probably wouldn't process it. I'd probably just die.
Do you want to play it first? Do you hit up someone who knows how to dump information from a ROM? Do you tell people from a group? I mean, what's the first thing you do?
I would play it. I would definitely play it first to see what's like. Is this real? Is this what's happening? Because I mean, somebody found the Super PlayStation Nintendo, so anything's possible. But I would play it and then I would.
Let me put up some type of so let's say that if you play it, by the way, this is the full final version of the game. Still beta, but it's the final version of that beta. So you can run through like, a couple temples, and you can still, it's a very playable version of it, but not like complete.
Yeah.
Let me add a stipulation to this. If you play it in its entirety, which I know you want to, because you are a Zelda fan and you want to experience this in the most pure way, the game will like disintegrate in your hands. So you won't be able to tell anybody about it. You won't be able to dump it. But if you don't play it, you can send it to someone that can dump it, but you run the risk of, will this guy scam you, sell it for money, claim it that he found it, etc. Or the final one, you just have pictures and you can post on a board, but you really can't play it and you can't have someone professionally prove it.
Well, there was a guy, I interviewed him actually, that found a lost Nintendo game. It was a wrestling game, and it was from the NES. It was a prototype, but it seemed complete. And the only thing that we could figure out why it never actually saw print was the Wrestling Federation changed its name to WCW, and the federation that it was, I forget what it was. It was like AFW or something like that. That was the only thing. So the game never saw print. He found it, and he then took it to the video game museum to get it dumped. So I'd reach out to that guy and have him reach out to his guy to get the game dumped onto a ROM, because if I can't play it or prove it, then what's the point of having it?
And this guy and this situation and choice you're going with beats Ken Skinner playing your Zelda in all its glory right in front of him in the convenience of his home.
Well, you said it would disintegrate, though.
Yes.
What's the point? I can't just destroy the one thing that I love.
Preservation is not always the point. It's the experience of it, and that sometimes is worth more than the preservation. And I'm talking just for Ken. I mean, you're the Zelda fan of us. Like, I love Zelda, but it's not to the nth degree like you do. I mean, if it's like me, it's like, can I play the E3 2001 showroom floor version of Smash Brothers Melee? Hell yes, I'm gonna play that. And oh well, if someone misses out on dumping that ROM, peace. I'm gonna play what Sakurai had envisioned prior to Melee's release.
Yeah, but I could play the ROM.
That sure, yes, but it's at that point, it's just kind of like information transferred to a computer from the Holy Grail itself. It's almost like you're taking like a goblet, the Holy Grail goblet, and you can have it and drink it for itself. You could put your chocolate milk in it and drink it, and it's yours, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or you can have someone else make you chocolate milk, pour it in it, and then just pour it into a cup, and then you're drinking from it. I don't know.
Yeah, but in your scenario though, I drink from the Holy Grail. The Holy Grail just like I drop it and it breaks and it's lost forever.
But you played it.
No, I couldn't allow it to be lost forever.
It's kind of like the novelty of like powering up that 64 double disc drive in your living room using the electricity of your home. You're sitting down, nothing else in the world matters. It's just you and the game, and you're playing it like you're a kid again.
Yeah, I couldn't let it Breath of the Wild 2 will be the game that I play like a kid again. I couldn't let something like that just be obliterated. And if I would want to show people, and if no one's gonna believe me, then I'll just ROM dump it.
So it's definitely, so you're taking it for like preservation and then some type of notoriety, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, like.
By the way, there's no wrong answer here.
The Queen of Zelda has the Zorax. Do you know what the Zorax is?
Is that guitar or whatever?
Yeah, it's a guitar, and there's only 5 or 6 of them, and they were given out to winners of the Nintendo a magazine, and it's the Zora band from Majora's Mask, and he has a guitar called the Zorax, while the Queen of Zelda from the Netherlands owns one, and whenever she shows it, I'm so like jealous, knowing that I can never afford it and all this stuff. So like there'd be a part of me that would be like, yeah, I want to show this off. Yeah, I just would. There'd be a part of me that would want to show it off.
Hey,
Gotcha.
Ken, before we log off, I just wanted to bring up the game I've been bringing up a lot on the show in terms of rare games.
Buck Bumble?
No, the Shepherd's Crossing 2.
Shepherd's Crossing 2.
So recently, I found a copy of it on eBay, and now even more recently, there's more copies going up on eBay. But I found somebody had a VGA graded copy of the game, and I'm putting that in the chat right now. The thing was $4,500. $4,500.
No way that sold for that much.
It sold.
It did?
It sold.
Dude, get yours graded and sell it.
I'm getting mine graded. And now there's some on. There are no sealed copies on eBay right now.
Is yours sealed?
Mine is sealed.
Okay, yeah, just get it graded and sell that thing.
Yeah, there's a pre-owned copy for $535 right now.
You should watch that listing. That way, whenever a new one comes up. Wonder what makes it so rare.
I don't know. Oh, and then somebody. I think this is the same guy. I think the same guy sold another one, cart only for $179.
Wow.
Yeah, there's some another pre-owned.
Riley's impressed. I'm
200,
impressed.
289, 359. Yeah, this thing sells for $300 to $500 depending on condition.
People, some people need to finish their DS collection.
Yeah, so I am very tempted to get mine VGA graded.
Yeah, the only thing, I wish I could get my stuff VGA graded, but I fear mailing it, and that's about it. But it's 8:03, so we gotta call it quits.
And I gotta go to work.
You gotta go to work. Okay, William, you got anything else to add to the podcast?
I think I'm good for tonight.
All right, William, how about you? Or David.
I'm good too, man.
All right, well then, guys, it's dangerous to go alone. Nick Clanton, thanks again. We really do appreciate you supporting the channel like you do, not just with your money, but with your time and everything. It's much appreciated. Riley, good to see you again. Sid Patel, have a good night. Cute Crazy Love, and I think that's it. I'm not sure if there's anyone else. Christian Sims, Pesty, all you guys rock. Nick Clanton, you rock a little harder than everybody else, though. All right, so guys, dangerous to go alone. Share this with friends. See you next week.
See ya.